boys in blue are back.
Back!
We're back, baby!
Ilinic, he finishes that shot! And another save! Matt Freed!
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys.
Welcome to another episode of the City Boys. I'm Javier. This is Danny.
What is up?
We are back.
We're
just
back.
like our intro said, for the last time this year. right before the holiday season. I'm feeling jolly, bro.
You see me? Got my little Rudolph outfit going on.
Danny's wearing his Rudolph outfit. I'm wearing my Santa hat. So are you gonna be Santa this year again?
Bro,
My daughter is like, nah, I want real Santa. She knows it was me last year, so I need you to step it up
did
this
we
year.
buy a new Santa costume yet? Because that last one was like a scrubbalicious.
Somebody bought me one.
Oh, really?
But it's not the whole getup, so we might have to figure out the last touches.
Yeah.
But you need to be decked out. You can't ruin Santa for her, bro. I already ruined it, and like she looked at me like with defeat, and then I'm like, no, I was just pretending. But the real Santa, she's like, oh, okay, so you can't fail this year.
Hayden, my daughter, was like, she's like, you pretend to be Santa. I go, I'm not pretending to be Santa. I don't know what you're talking about. And I tell her this like every Christmas, and just like a few days ago, I was driving, just not paying attention, and she goes, I don't know why people pretend to be Santa. I was like, yeah, I don't know why they do that either. Like, there's just one real Santa. And then she's like, well, then why'd you pretend to be Santa? And I was like, yeah, I don't get why they do. Like, I just wasn't paying attention. I was like, I don't know, I just did it. And then she's like, so you were Santa? And I was like, no, I wasn't paying attention to what yours. So now we're debating this. So
We need to figure it out.
we do need to figure this out.
What is everybody's tradition? That's our weird tradition that one of us dress up as Santa. I wonder if any of our listeners have weird traditions.
Oh yeah,
In the comments, let us know if you have a weird Christmas tradition.
Also, I'm assuming everyone does this, or most of our listeners. Although we learned we got listeners all over the world.
Oh yeah, how was our
Wrapped.
Spotify Wrapped? Can you tell us what was the gist? Where did most of our listeners come from? Nairobi?
New York?
No. But what was the countries that you would be surprised that people were listening from?
Australia? I was surprised we get some
respect to our Australia listener. He's probably been waiting for the pod for 2 weeks in Australia, bro. And we haven't delivered.
And with the time zone difference, he's getting it 2 days later.
Any other good Spotify Wrapped? Our numbers were up. So
our numbers were up big time, like 700%. That's how we go from 4 to 7.
No, exactly. It looks like a crazy difference when you had 4 viewers versus 10 viewers.
But what was crazy was we were top 83% of comments on Spotify, which is crazy. That means like no one else is leaving comments on other podcasts on Spotify except for like us. Well, I think we were like the top 1% actually, or something like that.
But how many comments did you actually respond to?
Some.
You see, if I'm not in charge of the admin work, it doesn't get done. So all the people who are commenting on Spotify, I apologize.
But I'm going to be better. I want us to stay in the top 1%. Actually, we were in the top 1% of Spotify comments. We were in like top
80% for videos.
Yeah, for videos, which is still pretty impressive.
Nobody watches videos on Spotify.
But still, I mean, those numbers are numbers all around the world. That's pretty good.
I'll take it.
But I'll take the 1% on comments. So appreciate the comments. Keep leaving them, and I'll keep ignoring them. Nah, I'm joking. I'll respond.
And you're talking about all around the world. World Cup draw, baby.
Oh, what a transition.
I still got it. It's been a couple weeks, but I still got it. World Cup draw. Damn, that show is long as hell.
Bro, I didn't watch it, but I saw the non-highlights afterwards, and it was insane.
Bro, I nominate you a Peace Prize, bro. Just for being you. The dumbest thing I've ever seen. I don't know why they felt the need just to stroke his ego, I guess, but it was terrible.
Also, like, I think the idea was how many people that don't know anything about soccer can be part of this draw, because between Trump and Kevin Hart and Shaq
and Aaron Judge. No, and then they had like them doing the weirdest, like the draws were so confusing because you couldn't have certain European teams with other European teams, and then you couldn't have the same continent. So then like Aaron Judge would draw a thing, and then it would be like, oh, but this team can't go in this group, and they'd have like a 5-minute explanation, and then he could draw the next one. It was ridiculous. It's like so confusing, but yeah, I mean, I get it. It's in the U.S., so you kind of want to have U.S. stars, but they had no idea what the hell was going on.
But also, like, who was asking for that? I think that was the question that came out of this. Like, who was saying, you know what, we need a 2-hour draw. We've given a peace prize to the most hated president ever in the United States. And with all these stars that don't care about soccer, it just seemed really odd. Like, who's watching the draw? Probably soccer fanatics. I don't think you're casuals watching the soccer draw.
Well, actually, it's the World Cup, so I feel like anything goes when the World Cup. Like anybody is willing to watch just because it's the World Cup.
Have you ever seen a draw before this one? A World Cup draw?
I saw a little bit of the last one.
Did you really?
I think I saw a bit. If I don't,
it wasn't like a Champions League draw.
It might have been. I don't remember.
I
don't remember, maybe I didn't watch it.
I just thought it was crazy, but it was cool seeing people watching in Times Square. I saw Matt Freese was there, which was cool.
Oh yeah, Matt Freese is making his rounds. He's been all over. It's so crazy to see how Matt Freese is getting so much attention, and I think it just works out because a lot of our stars live in other countries or play in other, play in Europe and things like that. So it works out that he's here, and then plus that he's in New York City. It's like, yeah, we have a guy who's starting for the U.S. men's national team right here, so it's like the perfect storm for him.
Yeah,
like his life is going to change so much. It's kind of insane. It's probably already changed so much.
I feel like when you think about the well-known names from casuals, it's like Pulisic, and it might be Freese right afterwards.
Let's calm down. After this World Cup, I think it will be.
Yeah,
but I think right now it's still too early. But as we lead up closer, I think it is. I think he's starting to get notarized everywhere.
Yeah,
notarized. He's a notary.
He's out here making sure your signature's factual.
Why am I saying the word wrong?
He's getting no. Now you got me messed up. Notary. He's a notary, bro. He's in the pool. They got $2 for the signature.
Let's talk about some of the groups.
Yo, remember when people used to be like, yo, go become a notary, you're gonna make mad money.
I don't know who told you that.
You're supposed to take a test, and then if you talk about the bodega, and then the person's always working like in a bodega
they're working at those tax places that have 3 different things. They sell SIM cards. Yeah. You could get a botanica there.
I was like, I don't think anyone's balling off becoming a notary.
Yo, people going to where I work and somebody's a notary and they're like, can you do it for free? He's like, yeah, I got you. Let's talk about the group.
Okay.
USA. I think they had a favorable draw. You let me know what you're thinking. Paraguay, Australia, and then of course this stupid thing, UEFA playoff winner, which we won't know. But who was the top team there? I think it was Turkey. So we might be playing
good.
Yeah.
That's not where Baccarat was from, was it?
No, Croatia.
Oh, okay.
How do you feel about that group stage for USA?
I think, well, first of all, it's exciting because we get to see Aiden O'Neill versus Matt Freese again. So that'll be cool. And then Paraguay, I think,
we just beat Paraguay and Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Paraguay and Australia.
But who took Paraguay us out of the World Cup last year? Wasn't it Paraguay?
No, that was Uruguay.
Oh, okay, got it. So yeah, I think this is we should definitely get to the group stage.
Yeah, is it? You're not gonna know this, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Is it 2 or 3 teams that get out?
The top 2 teams.
I thought it was like that before, but now I feel like it's 3. But I could be wrong about that.
I thought they added more groups, and
okay, but now it's only top.
So now
it's still just top 2. Though.
That's my understanding. Is just top 2, but now it's not a bracket of 16; it's a bracket of 32.
That's gonna be tough.
But that means, like, what's the expectation now? I mean, is 32 enough if you make it to 32, or you're hosting?
You're the hosting team. You gotta really stick it. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? 16? 8?
Yeah, I think you gotta at least make top 8.
Oh,
that's gonna be tough. But I forgot what I was watching, one of these soccer podcasts, and they were saying like if they could get momentum, like really actually beating these teams, not just like getting past like 1-0 or tie and then make it to the next round, like actually beating them, you could start seeing like USA fans really rally around these teams to and then for those next rounds actually make a difference. But I don't know, because these prices are crazy. I feel like it's gonna suck, because even though we're in the States, it's going to be so expensive. It's like, do we really want to spend $500? And I saw the US, the New York games, well, the ones at MetLife, they're not that great. Like they don't really like get me excited for that first group stage. Like it's none of our teams like USA or Colombia. So it's going to be hard for me to really The one that I saw that I thought was pretty cool was Portugal and Senegal, I think it was. No, it's not Senegal, but it's not that. I forgot who it was, but I thought it might be an interesting draw. But I just feel like it's going to be too expensive.
Yeah, agreed. Which sucks, because I think like if you just like, I feel like the Super Bowl is not a super fun event to go to, because you just get a lot of casuals who have a lot of money and want to be at events. But what makes the environment cool is like the diehard fans, and can the diehard fans afford to go?
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's one of those things where ticket prices are going to drop when it gets closer, but I don't know. I feel like because it's the World Cup, it's so international that everybody comes from everywhere. Yeah. But like Airbnbs are skyrocketing, hotels are skyrocketing, all these host cities that now they already kind of have the schedule set. It's going to be a nightmare.
Might be a good time to leave. Go watch the game internationally, because everyone's going to be here, so chilling in Italy might be real cheap right now.
Oh, like just for a vacation. There's not gonna be any soccer being played, but if you just want to go on vacation, word up, that's not a bad idea. Don't go to Italy, because they're not making it to the World Cup. They might have a shot though, I think. I don't know if they do, but I
think they already got eliminated, actually.
Yeah, so go somewhere where there's actually going to be fans watching.
Spain.
Yeah, you could do that. Spain is rated number 1, I think.
Is it?
I think so.
Who won it last time?
Argentina, bro.
Oh, yes.
It might be Spain or France are number 1.
Yes. And then Colombia.
Who's in Colombia's group?
Portugal, Uzbekistan, and the Inter Confederation playoff winner.
Yo, Portugal matchup. That's a sexy one, bro. James Rodriguez versus Cristiano Ronaldo.
Is Ronaldo still playing?
He's definitely going to be there.
But remember, he didn't get playing time last time.
No, he did. I think last World Cup he did get playing time, but I think when they were playing those European Cups, he wasn't getting as many minutes. But I think the key is to not give him that many minutes. But will it destroy his ego? I don't know how they're going to balance that, but I think it's going to be fun to watch. Regardless, I want to see Colombia versus Portugal. I think that's going to be really fun.
And I think Colombia could definitely get out of that group. So that'll be exciting too. I want to see the boys play here, man. That'd be so cool.
I know. We gotta fly out to a game, bro. We gotta make it happen somehow.
We do.
That was it, right? What
I
other?
think that's it for World Cup. The prices are too high, but our teams are in, and hopefully they make it deep. And then we'll make an event, or we'll try to get press passes. That'll be cool.
We're definitely not getting invited. Maybe we could convince them with the USA games. Be like, no, we're here to cover Matt Freeze.
Yeah,
we know him on a first name basis. Just let us in the back, all right? Talking about NYC. No, I wouldn't even know. I was trying to do the transition. It didn't work. Now we got to get to the sad news. Which we all know, but NYCFC versus Inter Miami, it didn't go our way. Damn, that was so long ago.
I know. It feels like a century ago, and also feels just like yesterday, because it was very painful. Still dealing a little bit with the heartbreak.
You went to the watch party. How was it?
I mean, vibes were high at the watch party. I think people came in with confidence. It was one of those things where, like, no one thought we were going to beat Philly, and we beat Philly. No one thinks we could beat Miami. We can beat Miami. But one more thing on that, actually, on the vibes itself, it was cool because like their third rail was there, Los Templados were there, so like there was a lot of the drums were in the area, so like here all of that all the drums and people yelling, and like you can't even hear with the play-by-play on the TV because it's so loud. It almost kind of gives you a stadium experience. So that was cool. That was a lot of fun.
I didn't get to make it.
I know.
I was on the drive, and then my wife called me. She wasn't feeling good.
Yeah,
had to go back, but Yes, the game felt weird, man. Like it just felt like the mistakes we made, we didn't make them all season. I think Pascal Janssen said that after the game. Like I don't know what happened out there. Like that was uncharacteristic of us, and like it really was. Because do you remember a game this season where we like looked that sloppy?
You know what's interesting? Kind of. But I thought the game that we did look that sloppy was the Philly game right beforehand.
Was the Philly game?
So we won the Philly game, right? But I think
you're wilding if you can't compare this game to that Philly game. The only thing you could compare this kind of loss to is the last loss to Inter Miami, where we lost 4-1, and like if it felt like kind of disheveled and not the way we should have been playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I don't agree with that though, because we were solid for 60 minutes, and then we took out Thiago Martins, and then it got really bad. But I think what came out of, and this comes to tie to a lot of conversations we're going to have today, I think, but to my opinion, Philly had a bajillion opportunities to score. And one, Thiago Martins made some huge saves because Justin Haak had quite a lot of mistakes, but and Raul Gustavo played in Philly too, right? And they made some mistakes, but Philly didn't make those shots, and Thiago Martin saved the day quite a few times. But Miami doesn't do that. The moment you mess up, they make you pay. And I think that's what we saw here was a team that just takes advantage of your mistakes. And I felt like we saw a lot of those same mistakes in Philly. The consequences were different because Philly didn't convert on those opportunities. So in my opinion, that game wasn't as different as the Philly game. Just the score was way different. But if Philly would have scored every time we messed up that game, we would have lost that game too.
But I will say, I felt like even when we had those turnovers or let's say mistake on our half, we were still pretty strong defensively where they didn't get actually the Philly game, they had a bunch of balls over the top where they were free on the right-hand side. It was kind of crazy.
Yes.
And we kind of run into the same problems. And we could talk about Raul Gustavo. He had a rough one, but I think he kind of had a rough one because of the formation we were kind of in, where we didn't have a Kevin O'Toole to back him up, which we usually do, because Kevin O'Toole was more pushing forward, and it kind of left him a little bit on an island. But at the end of the day, I mean, Gustavo's performance was really, really bad.
It was really bad. I mean, but you are playing the greatest 10 that's like ever played. You know what I mean? And like he made you pray. I mean, he makes you pay. And so
but did Messi have that great of a game? Yes, towards the end, I would say some of those assists and things like that. But I didn't think Messi had like the greatest game.
But to me, that's Miami's whole thing. They don't have great games. They just like when you make a mistake, they score off those mistakes. Like I look back at this game and I don't think we played terribly. I think when there was some transition play, Raul Gustavo and the team didn't perfectly defend it like they were supposed to, and Messi's gonna do what Messi does, man.
You know what? You know what's crazy is we had a really good moment when we tied it 1-1. Justin Haak scores, we get the goal, we're back 1-1. Momentum shifting on our side at that point. Julian Fernandez, he gets a shot, shoots it to the left, and the goalkeeper makes an amazing save. Right there, I think the game it could have been 2-1 or we were down 2-0.
We would have been up.
We would have drawn though. It would have been 2-2. Yeah, because we were down 2-1 at that point, and then we could have gone 2-2. It's been a minute, but I remember that could have been such a game changer. And then minutes later, they score and it becomes 3-1, and then like that just like sinks any hope of us winning that game.
Yes.
But yeah, it's just one of those games where I don't know. Messi had Inter Miami had the better hand of us, and these guys, Luis Suarez being subbed, being not a starter, has been really impactful for them because they've got guys running all over the pitch, and that can actually cause problems for us. Because Suarez wouldn't have those problems. Once those turnovers hit, they're all out, and that's when they become their most dangerous, when you make a mistake.
Yes, exactly.
What was I gonna say? I wanted to talk about the Maxi fight.
Yes.
The Maxi fight was crazy.
It was crazy.
And this team, you just hate this team so much. I wanted to ask you, because I know I was watching them with so much hate in the MLS Cup finals, I started thinking, even though I don't think Messi's per se good for the league because he doesn't do any media and that's terrible for the league, I do think having a team like this to hate is a good thing. Like when is football at its best? When you have a team to hate, like the Kansas City Chiefs, and you want the underdog to win. When you had Tom Brady winning all those times, you want them to lose. When you have a Golden State Warriors, you want them to lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's what you wanted here. Like that's what I'm starting to feel with this Miami team. Like, oh, I want to see this team lose, so I'm going to tune into that. Do you feel that? Do you feel like having that team there to hate is a good thing for the league?
I don't know. I think what makes it different than the other leagues is that there's a strong fan base outside of that. And what concerned me was like they were boasting numbers. Like, man, look at playoff viewership. It's up the roof. It's at 700,000. I'm like, 700,000? Are those numbers? Those don't feel like legit numbers. I mean, like legitimately high numbers that you should be boasting. And they haven't released the Messi the championship game,
the MLS Cup final.
Yeah, which is, those numbers would have been huge. They would have posted those a second afterwards.
Well,
but they had a 3 p.m. game.
Yeah, like I don't understand that. Why do you have a 3 p.m. game on a Saturday on the East Coast? It wasn't even like a West Coast game.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
That didn't even make any sense. So what? West Coast people were watching it at noon?
Yeah, that's what I'm
terrible.
saying. Exactly. And so I think what I'm saying is the problem is that if Messi's the reason we're getting more views, is it only just building hatred for the real MLS fans who are like, what is this? Like, it feels like we all hate it, but are we happy with MLS for allowing what they done? I don't know if you're about to show it. Do you want to show the clip first before of the fight itself? Because I had something to say about like the feedback that was said afterwards.
And keep going.
All right. So what I'll go is like, I heard on the Golasso network, right? Some dude was like, what was really bothered me was that Maxi and Messi are fighting, and like the team's not standing up for Maxi, and they're just like allowing Maxi to get pushed around, and it's like, well, the ref is allowing this shit to happen for like 5 minutes. And what are they supposed to do when we know that, first of all, we're getting yellow cards left and right. And at the same time, this league is.
Yeah.
So it puts us in a vulnerable situation.
This was the interaction between the Paul and Maxi. And so we have some interesting words of what might have been said during all this.
Very speculative.
Very speculative. Probably not real, but I still want to go over it anyways because I think it's fun as hell. I hope it's real, to be honest with you. But so they go at it. And if you want to hear what they had to say, let me share my screen. Hold on, because I want you guys to see the text of what happened here.
We have not verified that this is real, though. Although a lot of people were posting it, but we know that a lot of people repost nonsense.
I will say this organization had a lot of followers. It's from Picado TV.
I like to point out that Fox News also has a lot of followers.
All right, but let's hear this is how supposedly the conversation went. Maxi, oh wait, I forgot to share the screen. Hold on. So Maxi says, "Hold up, Rodrigo. Stop asking for a yellow. Stop messing around." And then the Paul says, shut your ass. So whoever wrote this did a terrible translation. Obviously, this is a translation. They kicked you out of racing with a kick in the ass. They're referring to Maxi Morales playing in
racing last year or 2 years ago before he came back to NYCFC.
He left us to go back. Look, to get kicked out, you have to have the guts to go to the club, and you guys are learning in real time that Javier doesn't know how to read. And show your face like I did. And then the Paul says, "I go to racing when I want, and if I don't, I buy it." What an asshole. I can't stand this prick. Maxi says, "If you go when you want, then you're a coward who didn't go now to win the Copa Libertadores. And at 30 years old, you decided to come on vacation to Miami." That's my little short king. Burned his ass.
Also roasting MLS, but I'll take it.
No, but that's actually true. But we don't talk about that. Then Messi comes in and he says, "You have to respect me and him. You have to respect us." And Maxi Morales says, "Oh, sorry, I thought he was your bitch, not that you were his bitch." And then Messi says, "Now I'll wait for you in the locker room." And then Maxi says, "What do you think, that I was born in New York? Now I'm going to the locker room door. Obviously, who do you think you are?"
That's crazy. Also, Maxi's such a beast. So if this is real, regardless, I have so much respect for Maxi to not give a fuck about either of them. And is like, I'm just, because whatever he said, he pissed them off because they were going off. And so, gotta love Maxi.
I know people are saying like they don't think Maxi would say this. I don't know, in the heat of the moment, and if you come up with that racing bullshit, that would hit me. Like, you went to your old boyhood club and you couldn't make it.
Yeah,
I would have taken shots at him. I don't know how he didn't punch him in the face right there.
Probably because he couldn't reach.
And Lionel Messi's kind of a little bitch too, because he picks on the only guy who's smaller than him on the pitch. He's a little bitch, bro. Yeah, it got me pissed, man.
Yeah, man. But I think something that's interesting is Messi hurting his own reputation, because there's so many MLS fans who are Messi fans, and now they're like, someone hit us up on Instagram and is like, I always liked Messi, and now I'm starting to hate Messi because of the way he's treating our players and just how he's treated in MLS.
No, they're like so annoying to watch because all they do is bitch. You have a bunch of guys who don't have, like, I feel like, character. Like it's a difference between, all right, like, we're gonna stick it to them on the field, but between all the bitching, all the fouling, like it's so annoying to watch. And Messi's part of the problem. He's like one of the main problems as well. Like it's hard to root for the guy. He's very annoying.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, but that's all I gotta say on that.
So yeah, well, it'll be better next year. I mean, it killed me that we lost by that many points. I wish it was a closer game, but I think at the end, the game was over at 3-1.
Yeah,
and then we had to put more people on the attack. We had to put more pressure. We want scores up, which means we were even more vulnerable on defense. And as we know, they make you pay the price when you do that. So, and
they did the same thing for the MLS Cup final. Vancouver, I thought that second half was dominant. Like for the first 20 minutes, like they really had a shot to be up 2-1. It hits like the double goal post. It really screwed them up. And then from there, mistakes kill you. And then Messi actually capitalized. DePaul actually capitalized, and they won the MLS Cup final.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else to say about the MLS Cup final? Or
the only thing that I would say is, although I hate that this team won, the only player of all those players that have come, I like Sergio Busquets, and that he gets to leave with that like goal right at the end of the game to call it his retirement. I was like, you know what? I have respect for that guy out of all of those guys who joined. And so to see him get that like final goodbye with a goal on the like stoppage time.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
He either scored or did the assist.
I think he assisted.
Yeah. No, I think he scored, bro. No, it was Jordi Alba who scored, right? I think it might have been Jordi Alba who scored, actually, which I can't stand Jordi Alba. But I thought Sergio Busquets maybe gave him the play. Whatever. It was like those three guys, Messi, Sergio Busquets, and Jordi Alba, who were like involved there. And I was like, you know what? I don't like these guys, but they've had a very long career, and that they get to leave that way with the score right there at the end. I'm like, you know what? I'll kind of give it to them.
Yeah, Allende scored the last one.
Someone gave him the assist. I don't know who. I thought it was either Sergio Busquets or
yeah,
Jordi
probably
Alba.
Busquets.
But yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. But after that, fuck them.
I know, we got to come back next year. You know what today is?
What?
December 11th. Do you know what that means?
The day we won the MLS Cup.
So we come back next year and we win it. I feel like we're a much better team. This was us back in 2021.
Damn, we look so young, bro.
Young, vibrant, kidless. You got kids. I didn't have kids. Look at me. You can see my cheekbones. We're showing a picture of us in 2021 for all the listeners on Spotify who don't actually watch the video, which is 99% of the listeners.
Open your Spotify right now. You're watching on Spotify. Look at the picture over there. If you know the guy on the right.
I know our third member. You're a real OG if you know who the guy on the right is.
One of the original City Boys.
The original
when there
City
were three.
When there was three. So let's get into now what this all means for free agency, and who we signed, who we didn't sign. Let me share my screen again.
Sharing screens were so fancy this last episode.
We're trying, you know what I mean? Sometimes you got to be fancy. MLS roster decision. So what do we got here?
Wait, you're on the wrong tab.
Oh, that's not fun.
Okay, roster moves. There we go.
All right, so who did we re-sign? We re-signed basically everybody who had options. We had Nico Cavallo, Tavon Gray, glad Gray's back, Thiago Martins, Murray, Kevin O'Toole, Romero, and Tahanovic. The players we declined was Prince. I don't even know who this is.
Ampatsa. Yeah.
And Alex Rando. Actually, I'm a little sad about Rando.
Yeah, I like Rando.
But I mean, we do have Matt Freeze and we have
Romero.
And then so Perea, we declined the option, but there's still negotiations. And I don't think any team's really clamoring to go get Perea right now. So I think that makes sense. And then the two main guys, Justin Haak and Maxi Morales, they're out of contract, but the club is in discussions about their futures. Free agency just started today. What do you think the future is for Justin Haak, first of all?
I think Justin Haak, one, wants the bag, and two, wants to be a starter. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if we're going to keep Justin Haak for this team. And I guess if you're the GM, which we do have a GM now, or a sporting director, who we have just as much experience as as he does as sporting director.
No, I would say he has experience in USL. If you're saying MLS, yes, we have just as much experience in MLS, but he does have experience, and we'll go over that.
Yes,
but you're saying he wants the bag and he wants to be a starter.
Yes.
Why can't that happen here? He's already a starter here and a good starter for us. Why can't we just pay him the bag? I'm confused on why you're like hesitant about that.
I think
you're an idiot.
I think we should look for other options at center back that might not be Justin Haak. And I love Justin Haak, and I love the improvement that Justin Haak has was able to play this season. I thought he was solid as a center back. But I just think when you look at Thiago Martins versus Justin Haak, there's a really big gap in talent there. And I think we need to find another player, maybe not a DP, right? But another maybe even more solid starter than Justin Haak at center back, because he's not a midfielder for this team, right? He's not going to be a midfielder. I don't think so. And that's not where he's strong. I think he's stronger in that center back position. But I think that there were a lot of times in certain games where I thought he made some mistakes. I think he was really solid, but I think sometimes we could potentially find a better player for that position.
You're smoking, bro. Justin Haak is so vital for us. He's been so good this season. He literally scored the goal in Miami, our only goal.
That's not what we're expecting out of Justin Haak.
Yeah, but the fact that you even get that, because we don't get that from we used to always get that from our center backs. That's when we were most dangerous, when we had Chanot out there, when we had Callens out there. And Haak has been great. And if you're saying, oh, let's rely on Raul Gustavo after what we just saw against Miami, that's a horrible move.
But do you think Raul Gustavo, when they signed him, it was for him to become the starter?
I think so.
I don't think so. I think Pereira got injured. I think we lost our midfield. And then we had but Justin Haak was supposed to be the starter, and Raul was supposed to be like a backup, or maybe play like that 3 in the back, and then he comes in. But I don't think Raul Gustavo was supposed to go. If you're playing 4 in the back, that he was going to be the starting center back. I think we got put in that situation.
There's a reason why Justin Haak according to all these MLS experts, is like on the top of the list for free agency. He's a great player, and I feel like why would you want to lose somebody first? If okay, let's say he doesn't have that European interest, he's still super young. He's still developing to this day, and he's already shown such a high ceiling that it can keep going past that. I feel like there's no reason to let go of Justin Haak.
Is he really that young?
Justin Haak is super young still. Justin Haak's only 24 years old, dude. Like, he has so much more playing career, and we've seen the progression that he already shows. So, and he's so versatile. Like, when we do have those injuries, which are gonna happen, obviously from this season, we know that he could play that midfield. We know he could play center back. That's what you need, somebody versatile like that.
But I'm think about the center backs that we have had throughout the lifetime of NYCFC, and like, do you put them anywhere near Callens or Chanot or Thiago Martins? Like, I just think I can't figure out anyone else that I really felt super confident in that center back position. But like, I just don't know if he lives up to like that highest level of what you want in a center back.
It's been only 1 year of him. You got to think about that. He's only had 1 full year. So you're like, oh, I don't know if he could be that. It's only been 1 year. Let's see. And we've heard Thiago Martins say like, oh, when he feels most comfortable with Justin Haak. So obviously the solution is not necessarily Raul Gustavo. I know you're not saying that, but I don't know if we're going to get somebody in the time between that before the season starts. So you got to keep Justin Haak, because if it's just Raul Gustavo, I think we have a way rougher season than if it's Justin Haak in that part.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to say about Raul Gustavo, because he was so solid throughout the season until that last game.
That's what I was about to say. Like, if we lost Justin Haak, which I don't think Justin Haak and Raul Gustavo are. What I'm saying is, I don't think the level between Justin Haak and Raul Gustavo is a huge difference. Like, are you saying Justin Haak is way better than Raul Gustavo?
Based off the Miami game?
Yeah, but based off the Miami game, that's unfair. I think, I don't think that's true either. And Raul Gustavo's only been here for like half a season. So we're talking about like seeing more of that person. Raul Gustavo's in the same boat. I mean, even more point on, like, Raul Gustavo played really solid until that Miami game. Should we start Raul Gustavo over Haak? Actually, that might be a real conversation too. And if that's a possibility, and Haak is just a starter when you don't have other people you can put on the field, is that worth it for Haak? Like, Haak wants to be a star, and like, is that here in NYCFC? I just don't know.
I don't know why you don't want to know. I know, but you refuse to. You don't feel confident, which I'm shocked that you don't feel confident in him, because I feel like he's been one of our better players. But if that's how you feel, sure. Maxi Morales, do we see him again? I think so.
I think so, man. I mean, my man was playing 90 minutes like the majority of the season, and we kept saying, well, that's not going to last the entire season. That's not going to last the entire season. But it did. It lasted the entire season. And like, he still has it, man. And he's still so important to us. And I think what I don't want, maybe I do, I don't even know, man. People are playing till they're. Phillip Rivers just got signed at 45 years old.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you know that? Like,
he's gonna be on the practice squad, though.
He's older than like 15 of the head coaches.
That's why.
That's insane, bro.
How old was Brett Favre when he played?
I think the oldest Brett Favre got up to was like 41, 42. But Tom Brady got up there too.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think
these athletes are making it longer and longer.
That's what I'm saying.
Maxi, what is he? 36? You got 7 more years in you.
He's 37 now.
He's got 5 more years in him, bro. I still see LeBron out there, so I think he got it.
I think he's 37, 38, bro. But I think, I think he could still play, and I think he's in shape for it. I think he's kind of talked about wanting to play again. I think we've talked about how good the morale is of this team. So maybe, like, at least based off vibes and based off the coach, he's not like, well, I'm on a dead end club. So I think we're going to see Maxi again. But I just don't know if Maxi's going to. I think NYCFC want Maxi. What I think they want to point out is Maxi. I've been saying this all season. We're going to have Nico Fernandez play the 10 as the starting 10. are you okay with taking a back seat? And I think that is what Maxi needs to figure out.
But if Nico's playing, think about this. Nico doesn't need rest. This guy's an animal. What I'm saying is Nico, if you start Nico, he will finish the game.
But you can put him on the right after 60 minutes, 70 minutes. You know what I mean?
If that's the idea, because what I'm saying is Nico doesn't need to get off the pitch like some of these other guys. Like that guy doesn't get tired. So like I can't picture them being like, oh, Nico, you're getting subbed out for Maxi. Like, no, Nico's like, I still got minutes in me. What are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean? He's got such a work rate that you shouldn't sub him out. There's so much other guys that do get tired by like the 60th minute that you do need to sub out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're already stacked at wingers. This gets us to the next point. Talles Magno. Corinthians didn't pick up his option.
Yes.
What does that mean? Is he back with the squad?
He's back with the squad. And Nick Cushing's gone. And David Lee's gone.
Oh,
all that bad blood is gone now.
It's time to start dancing in Yankee Stadium again, Papa. Nah, I don't see him coming just because we are so stacked with wingers. To add him to the mix would be kind of crazy. And there's no way he wants to come back.
Why? It's New York. If you're not, where else are there more Brazilians than outside of Brazil than New York?
Nah, he's probably looking for another team in Brazil. He definitely, I think, wasn't a fan of the lifestyle.
Well, what do you talk? My man was dancing in Times Square on the daily.
Nah, but I still think he was missing home. I think he wanted to be back home in Brazil. Granted, he didn't like that he wasn't getting any minutes. That might have been the main reason for his frustration, but I just can't see him being back.
Okay, but the question, let's say Talles wants to come back. Talles is like, I saw you guys made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. I like that you guys don't have Cushing. Lee's gone. You got some sauce here. Do you want him back? You're the GM now. Do you want Talles Magno back?
Yeah, no. If he thinks I don't think he can be the consistent. Well, actually, I don't know. Maybe he can compete. The problem is we have Wolf now, and when we have Maxi in, then Nico has to play the right because you still have Alonso Martinez. I'm saying Talles Magno in the first half of the season, come back for a little, Papa. Come join us. Alonso's hurt, Pereira's hurt. Maybe we could use you, but I think we just have way too many wingers to really fit him in. And if we're putting him back at the 9, no, because that's really where he's gonna go end up being back if we do that.
Hana's better. Hana's what? Was he better on the left or the right? You don't know. The right. I had this. It's the right. Statistically, he was better on the right. Bro, Alonso Martinez as striker. Nico Fernandez at the 10. Hannes Wolf on the right. Talles Magno on the left. Bro.
I don't know. No,
and then super sub Ojeda? And Malachi Jones? Oh my! Julian Fernandez.
What happened to
Julian? I'm done. I'm done with Julian Fernandez.
He actually had a great shot against Miami.
No love lost if we lose Julian Fernandez, in my opinion. But bro, you told me that wouldn't be. I don't know if
Talles Magno will fit though, because the ball moves so fluently. Right? Talles Magno did. He did a little bit of Santi with the ball on his feet. Like he would get a little too flashy
with it.
No, he was, but I don't know. Maybe it's been too long since I've seen Talles Magno.
Oh my god, bro! We need us and being like
it
coached
doesn't matter regardless. It's fun playing this. What do you mean? I don't think he's actually coming back.
He's back.
Well, technically he's back, but is he back? I don't think so.
I mean, he might meet Todd and be like,
Joban's on the team still, bro.
No, he's on loan.
No, yeah, he's still on loan.
Yo, bro, I'm saying I want Talles Magno back. Bring him back. Give me Alonso. Give me Alonso. Shit. What was I saying? Give me Alonso, Magno, Nico,
Hannes.
Oh, bro. I think we would dominate on offense.
It would be fun for sure.
Okay, bring back Santi too. He's probably playing like a scrub over there. Bring him back as a backup.
I wonder if he's getting sick. I know last I left, he wasn't getting significant minutes.
Getting minutes at all.
It's hard when they go out there. Yeah. So Haak, I think, is gone. I do think we might be seeing the end of Haak just because free agency started and we haven't signed them. The crazy thing is, this gets us into our next discussion. We have a new sporting director, Todd Dunivant, or I'm probably saying it wrong, but we'll find out later on what his real pronunciation is. But in the press release, Blue City Radio tweeted this out. They're like, oh, his role doesn't really start to January. So who the hell's making this decision right now on Justin Haak, on Maxi Morales? We gotta know. And I don't know if he's like, yeah, his role technically doesn't start, but he's making a huge decision. Is this all Pascal? No, I don't know.
I mean, who else are you going to trust at this point? That's not Pascal. Pascal and Brad Sims just hanging out, making decisions while watching the stadium being built.
I think it just further goes to my belief that we're not keeping Justin Haak. Because I think you would have already had the discussion. Like, how couldn't the discussion already have happened before free agency started? Unless you're trying to leverage it and be like, look, you didn't get the offers you want, but we'll offer you the original offer we gave you because you're not getting what you want.
I wonder
that's what it probably is, right?
I mean, if he's such a sought out free agent, why don't you think NYCFC has signed him yet? Or do you think Haak doesn't want to be on the team anymore?
I mean, he could be sour. I mean,
the sporting director who didn't want him is gone, and he played all the starts.
Yeah, but the sporting director was gone, what, 2 months ago? And if they haven't had the conversations that he was hoping to have by this time, and that's it, now free agency started, I could see him being like, oh, I want to dip my toes in other stuff because I know what your offer is, but I don't know what other people's offer is. And now there's this renewed interest in Justin Haak.
That's a good
Before
point.
this season, nobody really knew who Justin Haak was.
Yeah.
And then he has this great season. So it's like, he knows he could start making more money elsewhere.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I think he's gone, but let's see what happens. So new sporting director. What do we know about this guy? Can you give me a little history?
Not really, except that he was I had it and I forgot. Oh, he was the president of the Sacramento Republic FC. And he used to play in the MLS for I think the San Jose Earthquakes, right?
I think he played with multiple teams, but somebody on Twitter I thought was funny. I don't know if you know Robert Horry, I forgot his name, but he's like one of these NBA guys who was like a journeyman, and he has like one of the most championships won because he would always end up being at a championship team. But he's like one of those guys who doesn't have a major role. Yeah. And that's basically this guy for MLS. Oh, he has like 5 or how many championships does he have? Oh, I had it before. He had like 4 or 5 MLS Cups. But he was
5 MLS Cups. He's made 300 MLS appearances while winning 5 MLS Cups, 2 Supporter Shields, and 1 Lamar Hunt Open Cup, and was part of the 2011 Best Starting 11. But that 4-time Humanitarian Year recipient.
Yeah, but it's just funny. Like, I just think he is like one of those journeyman guys who won a bunch, but like people don't know who the hell he is.
I gotta say though, a little concerning. The guy has only been out not playing 10, 15 years. It becomes the president of Sacramento Republic, which I don't think they won a championship. I do remember they made a pretty big they went pretty far in the Lamar Hunt Cup.
They were like one of the last finalists, which wasn't done for like a bunch of years before that.
So that is impressive, but I think it's kind of interesting to go from like a sporting director that like was really invested in the Man City way to then getting a USL guy. Like, I thought what made us super impressive was the way we found young talent and all these obscure, I'm not gonna say obscure, but I can't think of a better word, like obscure leagues and these obscure names. And you're like, oh wow, like they really found real talent out there. And like, I guess what I'm scared of is like, do we lose that under a guy who's been tied to like American soccer his entire career? What connections does he have internationally? So that scares me a lot. I said, when I saw the signing, I was like a little concerned. I wasn't exactly super excited about it.
Yeah, it made me start thinking, are we looking more towards American players versus outside like we do? But then there's another way you could think of it. Okay, this guy has USL experience, and even though the team maybe never won a championship, they made it like 7 out of the 8 years to the playoffs, which NYCFC loves consistency. It might not be you're gonna win the whole thing, but you were consistent for 7 years straight. We like that.
Yeah.
So he has been consistent in USL and really brought that team up. But think about it like this: he's also could be very moldable. Like, you don't have that experience internationally, so you might be somebody that we could say, hey, look, this is how we want you to do it. Make sure you do it exactly this way. Do it the Man City way. And so I think that's why maybe he could be a pick for them. And also, like, with all those connects, do you really need to have all those international connections? You know what I mean? You're already part of this Man City global connection. Now, they might have all the people that you need to talk to. Now, you just got to be the guy to convince them. Because what was David Lee really good at? Convincing these players to come to New York. And like you would hear these conversations of he would go down to Argentina and have a lunch with them and have this great conversation. And then at the end of it, they're like, I want to come to New York. That's what happened with Pascal. So if this guy can be that same way with the Man City connections, then we don't really lose much, right? And he shows that he can consistently build a winning team. I get it. It's USL, but it's still hard to build a consistent winning team, any league.
Those,
right?
I mean, those are valid points. But the dude's name is Todd. How many other languages does he know?
You think David Lee knew different languages?
I mean, you know how it is.
He had a British accent, bro.
You know how it is over there in Europe. They be making you learn like 4 languages.
Todd, Todd, you say in America, Todd don't know a little bit Spanish? You don't think he had a couple players who spoke Spanish?
Bro, you know public school Spanish? They be like, hola.
Yo, Todd be in the heights, bro. What is Dominican?
Todd Dunivant? I don't know, bro. But those are all valid points.
What I'm saying is it's too early to say this guy can't be successful.
And I agree. He has already such a big machine backing him, so maybe it doesn't matter. But I was hoping we get someone that you'd be like, oh, wow, this guy brings a new perspective, a new value that maybe he doesn't become a cog in the machine. But now that you say it, it sounds like he just ends up becoming a face to like the Dallas Cowboys head coach, where all the decisions are really being made by the owner. And maybe that's what's happening here. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, I will say to your point, you mentioned that you had a conversation with somebody from NYCFC, and that's kind of high up, and you said it was kind of the exact opposite route that they were looking like.
Yeah.
We need somebody who knows the Man City way, but or like that they knew internationally.
Yeah. They said that it was up to them, but they are not in that. They're high up in NYCFC, but not in the team management part of it. But they were saying that if it was up to him, he would have chosen someone who like had a lot of connections internationally and like knew that game and how to play it. And then you can teach them the MLS way and all the rules, the salary caps, all that nonsense. But we went the exact opposite direction.
But I will say, isn't that a positive for Todd, though, that he does probably know the MLS way because he's been so close to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Could be a strong suit of his.
Could be.
We'll see.
I don't know. We shall see.
Where was I going? I didn't know where I was going next with this conversation. Oh, by the way, did we see NYCFC's last game with this logo?
Oh, yes.
That's a little sad.
That is a little sad. I'm not going to lie, though.
You don't care.
I don't care. Also, sometimes I see the new logo. I sometimes see the logo, and I don't know which logo I'm looking at. The logo they've been using on Instagram, is it the new logo or the old logo?
That's the new logo.
Yeah, I can't tell the difference.
How can you not tell the difference?
I just can't.
This reminds me of the Red Bulls changing their name. We are not. What are they? Red Bull in New York now?
Yes.
Some dumbass shit.
Yeah.
But we're not that bad. I think there was significant changes. We might have to update the logo, Papa.
Nah, we keep it, bro.
Oh, geez.
I can't tell the difference. I might as well.
Nobody has to be able to tell the difference. Now people are going to think we have a bootleg brand, bro. We got the Timu NYCFC logo. Go.
On the same note, and just as important, they're not making the penny anymore. How you feel about that?
That's dumb, bro.
I'm saying if you got a piggy bank, keep those pennies. They might be important one day.
So wait, how are all these like retailers gonna? You know, like they try to get you. It's like it's not $20. It's $19.99.
Yeah.
What happens when I want my penny back?
I literally saw a sign at the supermarket, which was like, if it's 2 cents and below, we'll round it down if you're paying cash. The thing is, who's paying cash nowadays? Who even carries pennies around? But if it's 2 cents or below and you're paying cash, it'll be down. And if it's above 2 cents, you have to pay the nickel.
You have to pay. So now my stuff is $17.04 versus $16.99.
It's $17.05 because that's what a nickel's were.
No, I was going 5 up from the 9. No, but technically, so I'm paying 6 more technically.
Bro, you're scaring me with your math skills right now. If it's $17.99 and somehow you're not considering taxes,
I'm talking.
You would pay 1 cent because you're still under. But if you're above the dollar mark,
oh, I see. That's still stupid, bro.
No, your math is stupid, bro. But it was costing them more to make the penny than what the penny was worth. That's why they got rid of it.
Economics, bro, sucks. Talking about like partners and money making. NYCFC just partnered up with what's that company that they're gonna do our food vendors?
Global Legends.
Global Legends. So that means, you know what that means, right?
What does that mean?
So Global Legends also does the food for Yankee Stadium.
That means we get
Chicken
to keep
buckets
it,
are back, baby.
Well, I guess I'm excited. When we looked at the team and we looked at their website, they work with the Cowboys. They work with the Buccaneers. They work with a lot of teams.
They work with a bunch of people.
They work with a lot of big teams. So we're not a Real Madrid. So they're not going to go and give us scrub food, right? I think that's important. So excited about that. Excited to have like a foundation. Sometimes when we go to other stadiums, food is trash. And that's always heartbreaking. My one concern, though, is that when you're signed with such a big company like this,
are they
do
really
you lose
using
the local vendors? Yeah.
What I think is maybe the food, and I didn't read the press release, which I probably should have, but is it going to be the food within the stadium? Because that is all kind of like the same type of food, right? But on that, I forgot what they call it, but on the outside, where it's like that hall, that food hall.
Yeah, food hall market.
Like that shouldn't be controlled by this company, or unless they work with like local vendors, but I don't know if they do.
On the thing you should have read, they mentioned that there will be a place where local vendors could sign up, and that is going to come out in 2026. So there is an opportunity for local vendors to sign, but it's just one of those things where you have this big company, so they try to take the ones that are the most conservative. So then you end up with franchises who pretend to be mom and pop shops and all that nonsense. So hopefully they do right by the right people. Also, is the market available inside when you're inside the stadium or only outside? So like I could only eat local food before the game, but not during the game.
No, I don't know how that's gonna work.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Probably.
That's not cool.
Well, you're gonna go in before the game, have your food, and then go into the stadium, and then have whatever your chicken bucket.
I like watching my chicken bucket while I'm watching the game. But what if I want an empanada in my chicken bucket? What if I want a buñuelo in my chicken bucket?
Bro, you're asking for too much, bro. Just be happy with your chicken bucket. I also wanted to mention the casino. So the casino's happening. It officially got approved.
I have real interesting feelings about this.
So what's your feelings about the casino? I'm going to show some videos of the casino. I will say, I thought the casino was going to look, worse and look a little tacky, but so they're going to have this little like separate food hall right in front of Citi Fields, which will liven that up here a little bit, because I feel like it's kind of like just, there's nothing to do around there. So this might actually be something pretty cool. They're going to have like basketball courts. I think they said soccer fields as well. So it could be pretty cool to see these different neighborhoods and like actually see what this could be. What are your thoughts?
I mean, what I don't get is how they have all these green spaces. Like, there's not that much space available. It's a few parking lots. The parking lots are big.
They are massive, those parking lots.
But isn't the casino also big?
Yeah, I mean the casino's going to be big, but according to this, they're still going to have this space available.
Yeah, and bro, have you ever been near a casino where the neighborhood next to it is nice? I mean, we got the casino in Yonkers, and that area is still hood as hell. And we got the casino in Atlantic City. Bro, the other side of that block is one of the scariest places in the world, bro.
Bro, you just mentioned the two shadiest casinos, though. Atlantic City and the one in Yonkers, bro.
Bro, but casinos are put in areas that there's not enough local people to fight against the casinos. There's a reason there's no casinos on the Upper West Side or in the nice parts of New Jersey. It's because they put them in poor areas. And now you're kind of like, I don't know, bro. I have a concern that is that going to mess up? Like, we're building affordable housing. We're kind of trying to build up the community, but like, it's not exactly the highest of citizens, honorable citizens that are going to the casino. Like, are you hurting the neighborhood putting a casino in there?
You might, but are you helping the neighborhood too? Because there's really nothing there right now. Okay, if I told you you're gonna have a parking lot, or you can have like a space to go to that has actual field space. Now I don't know. They could be bullshitting all this, so you might be right. But what I'm saying is, a parking lot versus anything kind of beats a parking lot. Like, a parking lot only parks cars. That's your only use. I feel like if you're going to get something out of it, you're going to get green space out of it. You're going to get a food hall, even though the shitty part is the actual casino. Everything else that might come with it is kind of worth it to fucking take out a parking lot.
I mean, on that note, though, tennis games, Mets games, NYCFC games. Where are you parking?
Nobody's parking, bro. There's gonna be bike lanes. Everybody's taking their bikes to the games, because there is gonna be absolutely no parking, and they gotta fix that 7 train, because that 7 train is always jacked up.
I know.
So it might be really rough.
That's tough.
I don't know how they're gonna do the parking with Citi Field. Like, they're literally taking away, I think, all their parking.
Yes.
That's really going to screw up their fans.
Yes.
And I don't know if you just saw their guy, Pete Alonso, they didn't re-sign him. So now all these Mets fans are up in arms, because they're like, oh, he really just did this Mets project to build this casino. That was the vision the whole time. And he acted like he cared about this Mets team, because now he didn't re-sign Pete Alonso because he didn't want to give him the money, which is crazy. It's actually a genius idea of him. He did want to just do it just to build this casino, because that was his goal this whole time.
Yeah.
But the casino I don't per se like casinos, but they are gonna have a sports book like section. You could watch different sports. Imagine you come out of the game, and like, we always complain, like, usually, like, outside of Yankee Stadium, we have something to do. We'll all go to the bar after. We'll all do something after, because everything's so close. Here, there's nothing else.
So, but you want to go to a casino?
Bro,
I already spent my money losing on the FanDuel bet I put in. Now you want me to go spend more money?
Yeah, go lose a little more, bro.
Come on, bro. And casinos don't exactly go there and have local vendors. They got a dumbass Roof's Chris and a Bobby Flay's steakhouse and like,
bro,
nonsense
this is
like
the
that.
Hard Rock. This is the high end stuff.
Oh my god, it's even worse. It's a Hard Rock casino.
It's gonna be a Hard Rock casino.
Oh my god, it's even worse. I didn't even know that. Now I'm really against this.
No, supposedly they're also gonna have like events you can go to, like comedy shows, performances, things like that.
Like they do in all the other casinos.
Bro, I might go see the circus after I watch an NYCFC game.
Oh man,
I do feel like anything kind of beats parking lots, but I could see the neighborhood changing for the worse. So I get both sides of it.
We'll see. Well, it might be a good time to buy real estate around there.
There's really no other real estate. That's why they have to put it on a parking lot.
That's true. That's a good point.
NYCFC's schedule came out.
Damn, bro, how much did we miss in like 2 weeks?
We missed so much, bro.
It's ridiculous.
Any games that you're most excited to see? I always feel like we end up playing LA first somehow.
Yeah, that is crazy. Which, you know what? That's not at home though, which is nice. So we gotta be somewhere hot until it gets a little warmer. So having an LA game on February in LA is nice.
We have a lot of Yankee Stadium games.
Yes.
Versus Citi Field. I was actually a little surprised.
I mean, bro, this is the end of it. So I wanna take in all the Yankee Stadium games I can before it's gone.
Me too. I'm curious. Imagine if they are able to actually, I don't think it's going to be possible, but they're able to finish the stadium before. No, wait, I'm thinking. No. Yeah, it would work. When is our 2027 season starting? It's going to start early, right? Because of that whole nonsense.
Yeah, they're going to do something where it's
like in February.
I mean, it starts in February, but maybe it'll start like early February and end like May.
Yeah, so we might not be done by that time with the stadium.
Maybe I'm just like an idiot. But what I don't understand is if you were going to do a short season between February and May, why wouldn't you do that the 2026 season when the World Cup is there? Why are you doing it the next season when the World
I
Cup
know,
isn't happening.
Remember, I kept telling you, like, you kept thinking like it was happening during the World Cup. I'm like, it's not happening during then.
Yes. But why not? That just seemed like the right time to make the transition. You get a cup. People might be interested in the MLS Cup because it goes right into the World Cup. And then you take a break, you learn how to adjust, and then you start in January.
Well, I think why they're having that abbreviated season is because, remember, there's still those other cups that MLS teams are playing for, like CONCACAF, Champions. So all those, the FIBA World, one of those, all those different cups. And so they're going to determine those winners from that shortened season. So they needed that for then all those other tournaments to kind of have your winners. And right now we already have that locked in.
But you could have done that in 2026. You could have had the shortened season.
But we already have the winners for this season coming up. You get me? Like, everything's already laid out for the CONCACAF Champions League and all that.
I understand that. But we already have it decided for 2026. So you have the shortened season in 2026, which will then decide in 2027. And then the season doesn't start until October. Like, why not do this in 2026 versus waiting another year?
I think it's for what I'm saying, and I think it's because some of those tournaments aren't going to be played till after that.
I think it's what happened is they should have made the decision last year, but now they're scrambling and they don't have enough time to push it this year. And so they've pushed it to the year after, which I think was a dumb idea and should have happened this year with the World Cup. It's the right time to make the transition during the World Cup. Now we end our season in May. If you go back, and then not May. Yeah. We have our game May 23rd, and the next MLS game is July 22nd.
Well,
that's insane.
I will say all the other leagues are doing the same thing, right? Nobody's going to play during the World Cup. Granted,
it's the off season for them. What are you talking about?
Yes, I agree.
And now the playoffs end in November. The regular season ends November 7th. Bro, the final is going to be on Christmas.
No, but that's kind of how it was this year. I think
Christmas. It finished the first week of December. It's literally going to finish if they go back to this 2-1-1-1-1 thing nonsense.
Bro, you never could trust them. They're going to change something with the playoff. I don't know. Who am I most excited to see? I'm going to go with, I always love to see LAFC. LAFC in October. I want to see them play. I feel like we rarely get to see LAFC games. But it's cool because it's also at Yankee Stadium. So that gets me hyped.
Yes.
I remember, I think Carlos Vela didn't play against us. Or did he? When he played NYCFC, LAFC. I don't think he played, but I'm excited to see LAFC.
Nice.
And that's it. What else do we have?
Last thing we had here was just overall thoughts on the season.
Improvement, a drastic improvement. Honestly, we feel 10 times more upbeat about this season than we did last season, right? And it's crazy because we kind of got around the same area. We made it further this year, obviously, but it just feels like we're a completely different team under Pascal Janssen. So you got to feel a lot more optimistic going into next season.
No, I completely agree with you. I think the season ended so poorly last year. Even though we made it to the playoffs, but just the entire vibe of the season and the play of the team was so bad that even after we signed Pascal Janssen, I just had still the stink of the seasons beforehand and of the Cushing era. And I was like, it's going to be really hard to get rid of that stink. And you got to just do something so drastic for us to forget about those 2.5 traumatizing years. And I don't remember anything about those years. I think Pascal turned this team around so much. And even though statistically we've talked about it, it's not a huge difference. The entire feel of the team and the morale of the team and the morale, I think, of the fans of what they see on the field is a trillion times better than it was under the Cushing era.
Yeah, what's so crazy to me is how we are as an away team. That changed so much from the last 2 years because I felt like every time I saw an away game, it was like, all right, we're losing. Like it almost felt like you didn't have to watch those games for the last 2 years before Pascal. Because we had just no will to win on the road. Like, I don't know what it was about Cushing or the teams, but we just couldn't win on the road. And it feels like we always have a shot, no matter if we're home or away now. And to think about how we made it this far in this playoffs, with a depleted squad, with no Andres Perea, with no Alonso Martinez with Aiden O'Neill being out for a game. It's so impressive to see how far we made it. And the 5-1 loss does sting because it just wasn't us. Like, I feel like that wasn't us all season, but it's still an impressive season.
Agreed. And we don't talk about it because it happened such a long time ago, but Kean Parks was a huge part of this team, and he was gone too. And we still were able to turn the season around, and with a lot of transitions, right? Santi leaving, Nico coming in, getting Gustavo late in the season, Burke Risa leaving. Like, it's crazy how much this team has changed even from the beginning of the season, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But what's really interesting, and hopefully we'll have another pod to talk about it, when we sign someone. But at this moment, we're going to 2026 with no striker.
Very true.
And that's scary. And what do you do? Like, you're in a weird place because and in general, I would see Alonso Martinez as the starting striker. And if you said, if Alonso Martinez was healthy, I would say we need a backup striker, but I would be happy with Alonso Martinez. But now he's out maybe 6 months, maybe the entire season. I don't really know. Do you sign a star?
Yeah.
Or do you sign a DP for striker?
Do we even have a DP spot open? I don't think we.
Talish Magno's back. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
And we can't put Talish Magno back up there. So, like, I wonder what's going to happen with that striker role. We have Reed. Do you just hope he grows into he is a striker, but, like, he's young. What do you do?
Reed is going to be the guy for now until we figure out what we're going to sign. But I don't think they're going to sign a superstar.
Well, who do you think, actually? I know we probably should go now, but we've been talking for a minute. But we've been gone for a minute, and we'll be gone for a minute.
Oh, it will definitely be gone for a minute. We were already gone for a minute. I feel like the season ended 3 months ago because we produce content every day. So when you don't, it's just like, oh yeah, I used to do that years ago. I'm done with that City Boy show thing.
So off season, free agency, where do you think we need the most signings?
Probably our backs, and I'm talking about left back, right back. Like, I feel like we have pretty. Who's our left back behind Kevin O'Toole?
Cavallo.
Yeah, left back. Left back is needed badly. We have too many wingers, and we have a lot of midfield. If Kean Parks comes back, remember, he's solid. So Kean Parks with Aiden O'Neill, I think we're fine in the midfield. And if Maxi comes back, and then you still have Johnny Shore, and you could put Haak up there, I think our backline is depleted. We need something to go happen with our backline and a striker. It's the backline and striker for me.
Yeah.
What's yours? Same thing.
I think it'd be interesting to have I guess what I'm just scared of is, like, Kean Parks he's only had 1 year in, like, the past 4 years where he's been able to, like, finish the entire season. And that's a little scary.
Yeah.
And I know we got Pereira, but Pereira was going to be out for a season. And so now we got Johnny Shore, and, like, is it at this point where we look for someone else in that midfield position?
I think that's more reason why you have to sign Justin Haak.
But Justin Haak he's good there, but he's not, like, fantastic.
That's where he prefers, though. I just don't think we've seen him enough. And if you're tasked with so much of playing center back and always going back, we might not be seeing the best Justin Haak because that's just not where he's meant to line up for most of the season.
I think he's a physical force in the midfield, but I just think he doesn't always make the right decisions. And he's not the guy who's going to be able to connect the back line with the front line. And I just don't know how I feel about that. So we'll see. We'll see. But striker, I think we need help in striker. And I think we need help in that midfield.
All right. I think I'm done. I'm tired. Guys, it's been real. We'll see. We might have another pod.
We're not having another pod this year. Definitely not having another pod.
We might.
Year.
You never know.
Bro, it was hard for us to get this pod out.
It's been 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so that's definitely not happening.
Merry Christmas to all.
Yes. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate that.
Happy Hanukkah.
Kwanzaa. Well, and once again, wait, before we leave, I mean, we talked about the Spotify rap numbers earlier, but really do appreciate, like, the listens, the comments, the DMs.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we get so many interactions online. And it's more than I ever expect us to get, and we get so much of it. And so we really appreciate you guys reaching out.
Yes.
keeping us in
Somebody
the loop.
left a DM that was really nice to us.
Yes.
Like right after the game ends with Miami, he's like, one of our first DMs is like, yeah, guys, I just really wanted to say I appreciate everything you guys do, which was so nice. So shout out to you guys who left nice messages to us. And yes, we do this content because of you guys. So thank you for supporting us. And we will see you in the new year.
And if you watch this entire thing on video and dealt with us in a Santa hat and a reindeer hat, appreciate it. All right, peace. Happy New Year's.